Good morning, everyone. This is Composition 3, the last course I'm teaching this semester. We will be doing this class every Friday morning. That's when I will be posting the recorded lecture, or we will be doing Zoom. Sorry for the delay in uploading today. There have been some technical difficulties with new equipment I've been trying to work out. So let's get into what's going to happen this semester. I've already gotten a few emails because this is the Friday class. It's towards the end of the week and people have been wondering what's going on. So basically, we use the website that I have built to organize the class. So what you need to do is log in to the CNU Portal using your student number and your password. You need to enter my website through the link that is provided for the cyber lecture. And then there will be another link that leads you to a YouTube channel where I upload video lectures. And that's going to be the staple of the class, the video lecture. On the website, there will be uploaded files for you to read, assignment instructions, homework, updates, that kind of stuff. And also, we will be doing every third or fourth week as we go through the semester. We have 4, I think, planned Zoom lectures. So you will need to download Zoom if you haven't already. I think pretty much everyone has experienced this because of last semester. So you have a Zoom account. I will send out an invite to all of you. And we will have a Zoom lecture during our regular scheduled time slot on Friday. Okay, so the normal sort of schedule will be you need to log in. You need to watch the video lecture every week. It'll be uploaded earlier in the week from now on. Just the first week, things are slow getting going. I got some new equipment on Monday, the day before class. So it took me a while to sort everything out, but now everything seems to be functioning properly. So hopefully I'll get ahead of the video lecture schedule and they'll be posted earlier instead of on the exact day. So you have every week from Monday until Sunday to log in at your convenience and do your 90 minutes that is required by the cyber lecture. And that will include a video lecture that's between 20 and 30 minutes long every week, okay? And except the weeks that we have Zoom instead. The best way to contact me is through my email address. The major thing you have to remember, the main thing and the most important thing is identify yourself. I can't follow what you're doing by your email address. The way you identify yourself is by using your ID number. So whenever you email me in the subject line, you must use your student number. Give me your name, but most importantly, your student number, and then the subject of the email. That way, when I search your student number, which is how I keep track of your attendance, your participation, and your grades, I can search my email inbox and I can instantly pull up 5, 6, 10, 20 emails that you've sent me over the course of the semester, and I can just find whatever email or assignments that I need to check, double check, review, or whatever. And I can do that quickly and efficiently without having any trouble for either of us. So just remember, use your student number for everything. I hope to get to know you well enough to remember your name, but that's the way I can keep track of you the best. My office number is 436 in the English department in the Humanities College. You won't be visiting me there this semester unless things get much better, and I hope they do. So there's the number in case that happens. But for now, you contact me through email, and you can always contact the English department if you can't get a hold of me. But please allow 24 hours for anything to be processed and for me to answer your questions. I skipped my introduction actually because I've already done that 4 times this week. But this is Composition 3, so most of you probably have taken my class before. This is not a freshman class, but nonetheless, my name is Professor Sullivan. I am from Canada, and I've been teaching at Chungnam for over a decade now, almost 11, 12. I'm on my 12th year. So yeah, most of you will probably seen me around. Unlike the new students who haven't seen me around because we haven't been on campus, but most of you have probably seen me around in the college between classes or in class. So we'll get to know each other over the course of the semester, and I will tell you about myself and you can tell me about yourself too. This course is really the last skill-based writing course that you would take in our department. So the main object for me as a visiting professor has been to try and get students to improve their writing skills so that they can build an essay, write an academic essay. And I know nobody really loves writing essays, but an essay is an important thing because it is an attempt to persuade, to argue, and convince somebody of the logic of your position. In that sense, it's an invaluable skill that will serve you well throughout your life, whether it's in academia or not. Certainly, if you go to graduate school or do another degree, the writing skills, formal writing skills, will help. It's not to say that I don't encourage people to be creative and to be original and to use their imagination and to stretch the limits of the possibilities of writing, but I would like to teach you a formula this semester to let you be more comfortable and more efficient about writing something that is the purpose of the writing is to communicate effectively with another person what your position is. And your position is either to criticize something or to defend something or to compare things, depending on what topic and what approach we are taking, we will have different purposes. But basically, the purpose of an essay is to inform somebody and to inform them of a position. And the way that you approach it is really what you want their position to be relative to your own. Okay, so that sounds all kind of like very theoretical and less practical, but there is a really practical approach to it. And my favorite skill-based writing textbook has always been this series by Dorothy ZMAC. And this is the third book. There is 4 in the series. I used the first one for Composition 1, and for graduate school, I used the 4th one, the Research Papers one. So this one kind of bridges the levels pretty well. I used the second book for Composition 1, excuse me, I don't use the first book. But this bridges the second book in the 4th book quite well. So if you're going on to study more, then this book is a good link between Composition 1 and graduate school. It starts quite slow and it talks about how to write paragraphs and how to structure your paragraphs. And then by the end, we're looking at analyzing essays and how to put together an essay yourself. So that's how our course is going to go too. We're going to look at how to write introductory paragraphs, how to do essay outlines, how to conclude a paper, how to organize the body of an essay. So we're going to, class by class, look at the different building blocks of an essay. And then at the end of the term, I'm going to ask you to write an essay, a real essay, which when I first came to Chungnam, I kind of thought that just like in my university, composition meant essays, but it's not really, students in Chungnam are not really ready to just jump into essays when they are freshmen. So I don't do that anymore, and I don't ask people to write 3 or 4 papers a semester. But now I think that you're midway through your academic undergrad career, or you're finishing and you're senior. I think now is the time to demonstrate that you're capable of writing an essay, and it'll help you improve your performance and your understanding and your ability to communicate in any class. That's why we do these classes, is because these skills are good for English majors or philosophy majors, or it doesn't matter really what you're doing. Even if you're a science student, essays are important. We're not going to do literary essays. We're going to focus on argumentative essays. So we're not going to read Shakespeare and then write essays about Shakespeare. So if you're not an English major, don't be concerned. These topics are really general topics that can be approached from any faculty, from any college. It doesn't matter if you're in engineering or science or social sciences or humanities. This class can be used for all of them, business as well. So if you can think critically about a topic, and then you can express yourself effectively through logic and organization and good vocabulary, then you're going to be able to write an essay. Those are the essential skills that you need. I tell my students right from Composition 1 that my high school English teacher kept emphasizing her 3 C's. And she taught us English, and she taught us, it was a high school English class, so, you know, there was a lot of variety. She taught us Shakespeare, and she taught us Hemingway, and she taught us grammar, and she taught us a little bit of criticism, and taught us vocabulary and everything, because that's it. It's sort of English in high school in Canada is sort of a general exposure to every part of English subject. So no matter what she was teaching, whether she was teaching us Hamlet, because that was her favorite and that's what she taught us, or she was teaching us Farewell to Arms, or she was teaching us grammar rules and trying to get us to memorize vocabulary on a test, she just said, you always have to follow the 3 C's. You have to be clear, coherent, and concise. And I stand by her advice, because it doesn't matter if you're blogging, texting, writing a novel, writing an essay, or an email, or a magazine article. Those 3 principles apply to all of your writing. So I think it's not really something you can really get a hold of. Like, what does coherence mean? Well, there's a lot of parts that make something coherent, but coherent just means that some people need to understand what you say. And concise means if there's a more efficient way of saying it, or there's a shorter, simpler way of saying it, then say it that way. And being clear, of course, coherence sort of means making it your communication effective by the connections between things, and clear is using the correct words or language that other people can also understand. So, you know, part of being clear is, well, if you're writing a formal essay, write using formal language, right? And if you're supposed to write an essay, then you need a thesis at the beginning. If you don't put it in the place that somebody expects, then you're going to sacrifice, some clarity. People are going to be confused. And so all those things apply. It's the same thing with, like I said, blogging or texting. My experience with writing on the internet is I write something that's too long and nobody reads it. That's directly related to being concise. If you have something to say on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, and it's too long, Twitter just doesn't let you do it. You know, you have to have multiple tweets in order to do it. So it's to your advantage to say something simple. Some famous people, I won't name the most famous, tweeter in the world, but when some people tweet, they actually can't be concise enough to get the message out in one message. So then it goes ... and then it continues to the next one. And are people going to read the second one? If you're famous, probably. But if you're just another Chungnam professor like me, it's to my advantage to be efficient and get my message out quickly and effectively, which would mean being concise and clear and coherent. Okay? So that's something to keep in mind as we go forward. Next week, we're going to have our first real lecture. This is an orientation class. Next week, we're going to have our real recorded lecture, which will have content and be based on the textbook. And the third week, The third week, we are going to do a Zoom class, according to my notes here. Conversation classes, we'll do it on the fourth week. I'm separating them so, just so it's more manageable. I'm separating the live lectures, and they have a kind of alternating schedule. So just remember, if you're also in my conversation class, composition classes will have their real-time lecture on Zoom on the third week, which is 2 weeks from now. And conversation will be the last week before Chuseok at the end of September. Okay? So pay attention to the website. Make sure you log in. I've extended the window for the cyber lecture until the end of next week. So you can, as long as you log in until the 13th of September, you will be able to get credit for this lecture and next week until September 3rd. And then from there, it's going to be every week. Make sure you watch the whole YouTube video, not just half of it. If you send me emails asking questions about things that have been posted on the website or I've said in the lecture, well, that just means you're not paying attention, and I will direct you to watch the video lecture again or read the website correctly or properly or carefully. If you need more explanation because something I've said or not said is not clear, then that's the situation where an email is appropriate. And please do contact me and I'll try and straighten you out. Okay? Like I said, always use your student ID to identify yourself when you email. And I think that's all the main issues that we need to cover for today. If I've forgotten anything, then I'll update you further next week when we start the course content, okay? So welcome to the class, Composition 3 students. I look forward to doing writing and developing your writing skills over the term. And no pain, no gain. I know some people like writing and some people don't. Usually when I ask the class, only one or two hands go up when they say, do you enjoy writing? Do you like writing in your free time? Or do you make time for writing? Most people don't put their hand up, but everybody does read and write through the course of their day, especially now that we use phones and texting so much. So it's not like those skills don't come in handy, even though you don't realize it. Thank you for attending the lecture and joining the class. If you have any concerns, send me an email and we'll sort them out. I will talk to you again next week. Have a good day.